Welcome back to Girl Take the Lead, the podcast where we explore the real, raw, and remarkable stories of people breaking cycles, finding their voice, and leading with courage. And I'm your host, Yo Kenny. Today's episode is arriving right on time for the holidays. A season filled with joy, generosity, and connection, but also a season when so many of us overspend, overextend, and overlook our own well being. That's why I'm thrilled to welcome Nancy Griffin, founder of Women, Worth, and Wellness, a holistic movement that's been empowering women for more than 30 years. Nancy is a connector, influencer, and advocate for women's health, wealth, net worth, and self worth, and helping women feel fabulous, generous, confident, joyful, and on top of their game every day. In this conversation, Nancy and I explore the powerful link between women's health and wealth, and why your well being is the foundation of everything else you want to build. With humor, wisdom, and her signature optimism, Nancy reminds us that we are our greatest asset and that taking 5 intentional minutes each morning can shift the tone of our entire day. You're going to feel lighter, more grounded, and more empowered to choose what truly matters to you this season after listening to this episode. So let's jump in. Here you go. So, welcome, Nancy, to Girl Take the Lead.
Thank you, Yolanda. My pleasure.
Yeah. So, let's start, if you would, by introducing yourself to our audience.
Okay, well, my business is called Women, Worth, and Wellness, Women, Worth, and Wellness, and it is 31 years old. I started it when I was a wealth advisor, and very simply, I focus on women's health and wealth, net worth and self-worth, philanthropy, and legacy. So it's very much a holistic brand.
Yeah.
And I created it when I was a wealth advisor. I had a lot of clients, and certainly their situations are quite different from men's. And it seemed that every mom has the responsibility of being a nurse practitioner in their family. And it's like, how much do they know about health? And so I'm a wealth advisor, but I started to do a lot of events focused on women's health with partnering with not-for-profit health-related organizations. For example, in Toronto, we have a hospital called Women's College Hospital. It's over 100 years old, and of course, they focus on women's health exclusively. And as you may know, Yolanda, the leading cause of death for women is heart and stroke disease. It's not cancer. And the symptoms for heart disease for women are quite different than they are for men. And so I would partner with the Heart and Stroke Foundation. I would invite my clients to come and bring their friends. I would charge a nominal amount, $25 or $50, and that then shows my clients how that charitable donation adds to your net worth. I mean, obviously, the more you give, the more impactful it is, but it just frames it in terms of this is how it all works. And we know that when we're in a position to give or share, it more often than not has us as the beneficiary because it enhances our self-worth. And then, of course, 30 years later, women are earning a whole lot more, but they're also inheriting and starting to inherit a whole lot more. So the wealth scenario becomes even more important to understand how that all works.
Mm-hmm. Is there some research out there, Nancy, about this?
Well, there's lots of research pertaining to women's health. And as you may know, Melinda French Gates has just committed 100 million for women's health.
Mm-hmm.
So, more and more, there's research that's focusing exclusively on women's health. It's been a long, long, long time coming, but more necessary than ever.
Yeah. So, how do the two relate? You mentioned a little bit about that, but um, I guess the obvious thing is that if we don't take care of our health, we won't be able to enjoy any of the wealth we might have created. But what other things are connected between health and wealth?
Well, spot on. If you're working with a fabulous wealth advisor, that wealth advisor will have anticipated health-related challenges and build that into your wealth plan. And
Mhm.
normally, when you start working with a new wealth advisor, you want to go to them and you want the magic. What should I be investing in now so I can double my money in 6 months or whatever? And if the wealth advisor is a true professional, they will take the time to spend a lot of time getting to know exactly who you are. And the foundation of wealth advice is know your client, which is no different than going to a new doctor or medical professional. They'll ask you a lot of questions, but the next step is to do blood work because that gives them a read on who you are. And
Yeah.
so who knows? Who knows when a critical illness will occur? And who knows when you could be disabled? Or who knows when premature death could occur in your family, either with you or your partner or whomever. So that wealth advisor will do some what ifs to make sure that you've thought about it and then offer some protection to that what if to the extent that you want that protection. You can always turn it down. You don't have to take it. But we know that you don't want to live a life of regrets. You don't want it to be the day after that you've been diagnosed with breast cancer or whatever. And now you don't have insurance to help you
Yeah.
out.
So, what are some questions that you think would be good for us to ask anyone we're going to for financial advice?
Well, if you know in your mind that a good wealth plan includes anticipating health related situations, then you work with that wealth advisor. They'll take you through a process. They'll ask you a lot of questions.
Mhm.
And if they're not including that in the questions that they're asking you, then it's about time to go find somebody else.
Red flag.
Yeah, red flag to the max. And, you know, ask your friends, do you have a wealth plan that you're satisfied with? And is that wealth plan both an investment plan as well as a total wealth plan anticipating health related scenarios?
Yeah.
The other thing that often happens, and that's tying in with the philanthropy and legacy planning, often we do buy insurance when we're young, and that is absolutely the best time because that's when you're the healthiest. That's when
Mhm.
the premiums are the lowest. And we often buy it to replace income. So fast forward, you're now 60 years old or 70 years old, and you've got lots of savings and you're ready for retirement, and you say, I don't need that life insurance anymore. Don't let it go. Turn it into your philanthropic statement because we know that when you die and life insurance pays out, it's 100% tax free. You don't pay
Uh-huh.
tax on it at all. So, really, really smart people. As I was taking on new clients, if people come to me and they've already got some insurances in place, I know that they've paid attention to a total wealth plan.
Well, that's very interesting. I didn't realize that you didn't pay taxes on that. So it's
Yep.
um
Well,
it,
that's the way it is in Canada. And I
yeah.
think that's absolutely the way it is in, the US and around the world.
Mhm. You talked a little bit about self-worth, but what do you think that means?
It just means that you feel good about yourself and you've got a level of confidence that allows you to continue to work to be your best so you can do your best. It means
Mhm.
that you're leaning into the situation, that you're not hesitating to ask questions so that you know what in the world's going on and how that impacts you. You are your greatest asset, and you are the person who will protect that asset the best. We'd love for
Mhm.
somebody else to do that for us. It's not going to happen. We
Mhm.
spend a lot of our time looking after lots of other people. So make sure that you make yourself the number one priority. And it's just a consistent message with the one that we get when we're flying anywhere. They always tell us to put the mask on ourselves first
Yep.
before we can help anybody else.
Yeah. And I think you see a role of generosity playing in this as well. What is that about for you?
Well, there are two kinds of people that I spend time with, ones who are generous and ones who have a sense of humor. If
We
people
get
are
both.
if they're humorless, just move on. Don't, I mean, it's painful. And the
Yeah.
same thing with people who are not generous. And that doesn't mean financially, it just means generous in spirit, really. I mean, those are the loveliest people. really.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be posting this in the holiday time.
Oh, good.
So, Nancy, what advice do you have for people during this time? Because I think it's a time when a lot of people overspend, are overstressed, um, just not taking care of themselves. But like, what's a good way for us to send a more positive message?
Well, your read on why health and wealth is spot on. Because if you don't have your health, you're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
And we take our bodies for granted. We get up in the morning and we just go. And
Yeah.
we go, 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 go. And we just keep going until there's a showstopper. Something happens. And then
Mhm.
it slows us right down. And then we get really, really angry because we still have that to-do list that we want to look after. So to your point, during the holidays, that's a time when you have to really, really, I encourage people to talk to themselves. Like spend 5 minutes with yourself in the morning over coffee, and often with a piece of paper and a pen, and just write down, how am I doing? And just jot down 3 or 4 things. And if you're not doing as well as you'd like to, then immediately think about, okay, what can I be doing so that I will feel better? More often than not, we immediately think of somebody else. Oh, they can't, they got to remember to do whatever. And oh my goodness, I have to make sure, blah, blah. Think about yourself first and take that time. And you will be so proud of yourself when you do. And with regards to generosity, just try to think about people other than yourself. The world is about more than just about you. So think about other people in terms of opening a door for somebody. Or sometimes when I'm feeling really frisky, I'll take a look at somebody in public, like look right at them and smile. And they kind of do a double take, like, do I know you? So have some fun. Like have some fun. Just go out there and stir it up a little bit, and really, really be in the moment in terms of living your life and loving your life and the impact that you can have on making somebody else's day,
Mm.
literally.
With little things, right? Just
Yeah,
sort of that are completely spontaneous and
ex- exactly.
unplanned and ordinary in a
Yep.
day. Yeah.
Or pay for somebody's parking meter. There are all sorts of different things you can do once you're thinking beyond just your immediate responsibilities with your family and your work.
Mhm. So, what are some of your thoughts for 2026? Because it's right around the corner. Is
I know. Well, we're revamping the Women Worth and Wellness brand, and I have this terrific virtual assistant. She lives on the other side of the country in Canada, but we've been together for a long time, so she knows me and she knows what I'm up to and what I'm doing. And so we encountered this one woman who gave us a really lengthy proposal about things we should be doing. And after it was over, her name is Crystal. She said, Nancy, I can do all of that and more. And so I thought, good for you to step up and put that out there. So I said, okay, why don't you just take an hour? Don't you want you to spend any more time? I don't want it to be perfect. And just give me a proposal and what you think. Well, she came back with this proposal that was so impressive. It's taken me a couple of months to kind of think about what do I want to do. So we're just about to have that conversation. And of course, it's a big proposal, like it's a big plan. It's really big thinking.
Yeah.
And so the reason why we haven't done anything is because it's like, oh my goodness, are you sure that's where, whatever. But a
Yeah.
lot of the things that I've run into on these podcasts is people feeding back to me or me feeding to them. It's like, get on with it, just do it. And one of my favorite books is this book called The 80% Approach.
Uh huh.
Hmm.
Uh huh.
And if you dial that up, Google it, it is really, really powerful. Because don't wait for things to be perfect, because you wear people out getting to perfection.
Yeah.
So, in answer to your question, to be determined, to unfolding as we speak.
Yeah. That's so cool. An 80% approach. I think that's wonderful to kind of look at things and say it's good enough. I have that when I worked with I was the first time I think I was vice president, and I had a work team that we were trying to tighten the delivery time to market for a product. And one of the engineers said, "It doesn't need to be a work of art. It just needs to get done."
Good
And
work.
we were able to to cut the development time in half just simply by you know doing things concurrently instead of sequentially. And it was pretty cool to see that you can do things without them having to be perfect.
And to your point, with your success, if you try to be perfect with everything, you wear people out on your team because
Yeah.
it's never ending because it's never perfect.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's 80%, people are more willing to kick it in, even if they suspect it might be rejected. Like the momentum really,
Mhm.
really builds. And this is what this example shows is the whole ripple effect of
Yeah.
what happens with 80%.
Yeah.
Like you, and that's you just shared a perfect example of how you made it work.
Yeah. Thanks, Nancy. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to leave with our audience as they look into the next year and survive this year?
I know it's a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I just remind people that they are the number one asset. And with the Women Worth and Wellness brand, I've always wanted to do a worthy tour. Like you are worthy. You are worthy. You're unique. So bring your best forward. And if you're not bringing it forward, why aren't you? So really know that you're the number one asset and that you have a lot to offer. You really do. And I think one of the areas of gratitude is just knowing that it's a privilege to be alive. We know that lots of people in the world have really, really difficult living conditions. So if we have reasonable living conditions, then that in itself is worth a tremendous amount. So
Mm.
just live your life and love your life and stay vertical and keep smiling.
Stay vertical. I always say stay upright.
Same idea, same idea.
Let's not fall.
Yes.
So, how can our audience find you and follow
Well,
you?
given that about to make some changes, if they go into our database, then they'll know. And I would suggest they just send me an email, and it's
Mhm.
Nancy
Mhm.
at womenworthwellness.com. Nancy at womenworthwellness.com. Send me an email. Excuse me, you'll go into our database. You can unsubscribe, of course, at any point in time, and then you'll know. And we're on all the social medias as well. We push out um, lots of content on an ongoing basis, but that's really the best, especially when we're looking at making some new changes.
Terrific. So, Nancy, what would you tell your 20 something self today?
What would I tell my 27 self something? Well, when I got into the wealth advice industry, I was sorry I hadn't been there 20 years earlier. I think probably I would tell myself your life is going to be a good one and just know it and rise to the occasion. Don't let all the things that can go wrong pile on. Don't. I also encourage people to live their lives as a split screen scenario, and the bad stuff always pops up first. Just fade that to black and default immediately to the good stuff, to the good stuff. So I think in answer to your question, my 20 advice to my 20 something, 20-year-old something would be your life is a privilege. Your life is going to be a good one. So head into it and make the most of it. Make the most of it.
That's so terrific, Nancy.
Mhm.
And the last thing I know, we had a chance to speak a little bit about a card for you from our gift store. And you've told me to go and find one and pick it for
Perfect.
you.
Excellent.
And I'll do that. And maybe it'll be a little holiday one because this will be coming out during that
Wonderful.
time.
Wonderful.
Maybe you could pass it on to somebody else or keep it for yourself. But it's been such a pleasure to talk with you, Nancy. Your positivity and it's just infectious. So I think our listeners are smiling and having a good time with you too.
Thank you. Well, it's so easy to let all the bad stuff pile on and just don't do it. Like your life is worth so much more than that. And Really, really, just live your life and love your life and stay vertical and keep smiling.
A great way to end today.
Yes, for
Thank you
sure.
again.
You're welcome, Yolanda. Thank you.
What an energizing and uplifting conversation with Nancy, a woman who has spent more than 3 decades helping women understand the deep connection between their health, wealth, and worth. Nancy reminded us that taking care of ourselves isn't indulgent, it's essential. Whether it's a 5 minute morning ritual or simply giving ourselves permission to be good enough instead of perfect, these small acts compound. They help us show up with more clarity, more presence, and more joy. Here are 3 takeaways from today's episode. 1, your health is your wealth. A strong financial plan includes caring for your body, your energy, and your long-term well-being. 2, generosity boosts self-worth. Even small, spontaneous acts like smiling at someone can shift their day and your day and strengthen our confidence. And 3, aim for 80%, not perfection. Progress creates momentum. Perfection creates paralysis. As always, thank you for listening, for sharing these conversations, and for being part of the community of women raising their voices and leading with heart. Next week, we'll be joined by Andrea Main DeWitt, a dear friend of the podcast and the brilliant author behind Name, Claim, and Reframe. Andrea returns to talk with me about mother-daughter relationships and how they shape us throughout our lives, especially as we navigate aging parents, conflicting emotions, core values, and the process of separating our egos from our identities. It's an intimate, thoughtful conversation between 2 friends who deeply love their moms. You may remember Andrea as a professional certified coach, best-selling author, and creator of the Name, Claim, and Reframe methodology, featured on NBC's Today Show as the best motivational read of 2023. Her audiobook just launched, you guys, and you can learn more at AndreaDeWittAdvisors.com. Until then, take care of your heart, lead with courage, and remember, we got this. Talk soon. Bye.